Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome to Stoutmas. It's here, it's December. We drink stouts in December. It's called Stoutmas around these parts. That's what we do. I'm fired up. Today's December 1st. And I figured we would hopefully start Stoutmas off with something good. Why not? This was upstairs in my closet and I was looking, I'm like, you know what? This is 10 years old now, so let's check in on it. From Goose Island, pre-AB and Bev, right? Bourbon County, 2013. And it says bottled on November 7th of 2013. Today is December 1st, 2023. 10 years in the bottle. This thing says it develops for up to 5 years, or develops over 5 years. So yeah, looking forward to this one. This is 14.9% alcohol by volume, 12 ounce bottles. I say this every time I drink one of these. I miss this format. I wish Goose Island went back to the old days of 4 packs of 12 ounce bottles. So, Bourbon County, holy smokes, I can smell that. 2014 vintage was the first Bourbon County I ever reviewed on my YouTube channel way back when. That review was cringe. It's just funny going back and like seeing those old reviews. Like when you decide to start doing beer stuff on YouTube, it's usually because you watched other people and you're like, oh, I want to be a part of this community. And you realize that when you're doing stuff, like you sound like other people, like the people that you watch. It takes a while to kind of get like your voice and like what you want to do and what you want to talk about, what you know, like how it's going to go. I mean, clearly my beer reviews I go off on random stories and I've never really stuck to like the whole super beer nerdy thing, and it just has never been who I am. But back then it was very like robotic. You're not comfortable talking to a camera by yourself. It's just strange. So not that it's gotten any better these days, but it was funny to go back and like look at that video. The camera was horrible. Camera angles were horrible. Like it just was bad, but it was fun. That was a fun time back then. But yeah, I'm looking forward to drinking this beer. I've had this in the past. I don't remember when I had it. I still have some 2014 bottles left that I'm going to check in on. This is the last bottle of my 2013. I might have gotten this from Nathan. I don't know. I can't remember how I acquired this, but there was, I don't know, a quarter finger of like a mocha head when we poured that. It has dissipated. It is pitch black in the glass. It poured kind of light in the bright lights. It was kind of cola-ish. I will always say that 2014 Bourbon County is my favorite Bourbon County ever. We drank the 2012 a couple years ago, which was really good. It was hot still. That beer was like almost 17%, I think. So anyway, let's shove our fat nose in this one, see what it's got. It smells fudgy and it smells super caramely. There's a little bit of oxidation there. It's got like kind of that, what does that smell? It's almost like, I mean, it rained today in Southern California, finally. When you go outside and you smell after the rain, it's not wet paper, because I feel like that is like an off note, but it kind of smells like just being outside in the rain. I will say this isn't as intense as I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's been in the bottle for 10 years, but it's still very much Bourbon County. It's fudgy, it's oaky, there's vanilla. But for almost, what did we say? It's almost 50. What was the ABV? It doesn't smell boozy. 14.9%. It doesn't smell like a 15% beer, which is wild. So let's go ahead and taste it. Cheers to Stoutmas. We're going to drink stouts for the next couple weeks, and we're going to enjoy the crap out of it. Man, that's good. There is this rad, like cherry cordial thing. It's got this cool dark fruit with a ton of chocolate. I think that's why I like this beer so much. when I first had it. I was never really a big stout drinker, and like this was like my introduction to barrel-aged stouts. I guess it's a good one to have for the first time. But I've always loved how fudgy and chocolatey, desserty Bourbon County is, and this is like, it's wild to me that this is 15%. This is not even like a touch of warmth, which is blowing my mind right now. But that cherry cordial, it's like those, cherry, it's kind of around the holidays, right? People get the cherry candy with the dark chocolate around it. It reminds me of that. It's very dark chocolate. There's like a cool, like, there's a barrel characteristic to it that's kind of reminding me of like when you sip whiskey and you get like, there's like that oaky part of it that kind of dries out your palate. That happens with this. But that chocolate lingers. It's a long finish on your palate. This is fantastic right now. I know I keep saying it, I cannot believe that there's not a hint of booze on this. That's wild. Is it just like the age? Did it mellow it out? Had to have been, right? But it's 15%. How does that go away? I don't know the science behind it. I will say, I am glad to know that I don't really have like a beer cellar. I have a shitload of beer in my closet upstairs in my room. And apparently like it stays cool enough in there to where, this beer is nowhere near ruined. It's amazing. Super full mouthfeel. It's viscous. This is dessert in a glass right now. And it's fantastic. So, I know why I fell in love with Bourbon County way back when. I still haven't had this year's release. I just haven't been chasing Bourbon County the last couple years. I travel a lot during Thanksgiving, so I'm not home to where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go on Friday and look for Bourbon County. If I see it, I'll grab it. I did seek out a couple of the variants from this year, so we'll be drinking those here probably next week. But yeah, this 2013 and 2014, these are, I think, for me, like peak Bourbon County. I didn't get to have the ones prior to that, so. And at this point, who knows how many of those are still kicking around. I'm sure people hoarded Bourbon County back then, and people still have, 2008s and 9s and 10s. Those would be fun to drink, I'm sure, especially for how good this is. But at what point, like, does everything just kind of, like, it stops? Like, it's just this is as good as it's going to get, right? I don't know. It's fantastic. So, what an awesome start to Stout Miss. Bourbon County 2013 vintage. Smoke them if you got them, folks. No better time than now. It is absolutely magical. So that is it. I'm trying to also figure out like shelf stouts we could drink. I've got plenty of stouts that aren't readily available, but in an effort to get people to engage and watch videos and comment, are there any like recent shelf stouts I should be on the lookout for? Any recommendations? Any suggestions? I'm all ears. So. What's your guys' favorite Bourbon County vintage? I'm stoked now to crack another 2014. I think I've got a 2014 barley wine left too. We'll check that one out too. So anyways, happy stout season. Happy Stout Miss. I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.